What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about a massive, heavy-ass pile of rocks just sitting smack in the middle of the desert. Yep, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Be honest, have you ever looked at these 2.5-ton blocks, scratched your head, and thought, definitely dropped off by aliens and flying saucers, right? Or at the very least, some ancient magic. Listen, bro, put away that tinfoil hat. The truth is, the pyramids weren't built by aliens, and there's no magic involved. It's literally just a gigantic patch for the Earth server, version BCE 2500, when the devs accidentally created a demographic glitch and had to scramble to find a way to fix it. How do history textbooks lie to us? We like to call this the normie illusion. Schools paint this bloody, Hollywood-esque picture. Tens of thousands of shirtless, starving slaves dragging rocks in despair under the crack of evil wardens' whips. Sounds gritty and dramatic, right? Bullshit. That's just the devs covering up their laziness when coding the economy system for the ancient Egypt server. The reality? The people who built the pyramids were project workers on a proper payroll. They ate premium beef, got bottomless free beer every day, and even had proper sick leave just like modern office workers. Here's the actual story. Every time the Nile flooded, everyone's farms were completely submerged. Nobody could farm, which meant the unemployment rate on the server skyrocketed to its peak. Tens of thousands of people with nothing to do. You know what bored gamers do, right? They grief, they troll, and they crash the server. So the pharaoh, basically the admin of the Egypt regional server, had to roll out a public event called Build the Big Boss's Tomb to give the grinders a place to farm EXP, earn food, and most importantly, keep them busy. Okay, but how did they move over 2 million giant blocks of stone without cranes, or without hacking in a low-gravity cheat code? Welcome to Chapter 2. There's no magic here. They were simply humanity's first pro players who figured out how to exploit the game's physics engine. A lot of people think, wait, why didn't they just use wheels? Bro, wheels rolling on desert sand is a garbage feature. They'd instantly sink and turn into disc brakes. Instead, they used sleds. But if you drag a sled carrying a 2.5-ton rock on dry sand, the sand piles up in front and creates a massive obstacle. The friction stat goes through the roof. You could literally snap your spine and the thing wouldn't budge 1 centimeter. And this is when they discovered the most OP meta on the server. Pouring water on sand. Exactly. Science calls this capillary bridges. When you pour just the right amount of water, about 5% volume, onto the sand, the grains bind tightly together thanks to the water's surface tension, creating a hard, slick surface basically like asphalt. This seemingly brain-dead move straight up nerfed ground friction by a whopping 50%. They literally buffed their whole dragging squad's speed and efficiency stats with just a bucket of water. One guy stands at the front of the sled doing the watering quest, while the whole squad pulls behind. Boom. Done. That giant rock glides smoother than the way your crush ignores your DMs. The workaround sounds genius and all, but let's talk about the most ridiculous flaw in this entire campaign. The cruelty of nature. Take a look at the human spine. The devs designed a bipedal species by bending our primate ancestors' spines. The result? We've got this incredibly stupid internal support pillar, a fatal design flaw where simply having bad gaming posture guarantees a slipped disc. And then they take this bugged species with its weak-ass back and force them to drag 2.3 million blocks of stone, each as heavy as a baby elephant, hauling them up a 146-meter incline. Do you know how they got the rocks to the top? No elevators here. They had to build ramps out of mud and brick, spiraling all the way around the pyramid. It's basically the longest, most HP-draining, and most idiotic fetch quest in human history. Imagine carrying 2 20-liter water jugs up 40 flights of stairs every single day for 20 damn years. Just thinking about it is giving me depression. The hilarious bug here is, nature spawned this fragile biological creature with janky bones, but hard-coded a hardcore mindset into their brains, having to build a massive, millimeter-accurate artificial mountain just to store the corpse of a boss who permanently logged off. All because of the naive belief that this boss would be granted admin privileges in another server called the Afterlife. Standing in front of the pyramids, after breaking down all the physics metas and history, what do we actually feel? A horrifying sense of emptiness, guys. Humans wasted decades, consumed millions of tons of resources, ground away the flesh and spines of an entire generation, enduring scorching solar cycles, just to craft a giant paperweight to counter Time's delete account command. Those rocks are the desperate scream of humanity, yelling at the devs in the sky, "Hey, we existed here. Please don't reset the server just yet." But in the end, the pharaoh still got wiped. The mighty Egyptian empire got completely deleted. Us right now? We're just tiny NPCs grinding to survive through this inflation-ridden, high-pressure patch of the 21st century. So, stop stressing out so much about life. Subscribe if you want to know how to survive Earth's next freakish updates. Or don't. Doesn't really matter anyway, because from a cosmic perspective, we're all just a bunch of junk data sliding our fingers across phone screens. Peace out.